Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
When the energy is high and the music is right, pushing past your limits becomes that much easier. Take a reggaeton run or strength class on the Peloton tread, and you'll quickly see why these are the workouts you've been searching for. Every day brings new challenges from expert coaches who train and speak the same language as you do. Level up your workouts with Peloton Tread. Find your push, find your power. Peloton. Visit onepeloton.com.
Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head to head for the last chicken wing. Shop game day faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Putting it on now. Go ahead.
Hi everybody, welcome to Writers on Film. My name is John Bleasdale. This is the second of my reports from Cannes Film Festival, and I am with Christina During.
Yearling?
Oh god damn it, I should have...
That's okay.
Yearling Biro.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Christina. Now, I've just done a conversation with Christina about Megalopolis, which will be on her podcast, and I will put the link to that in the show notes here. So if you want to hear our thoughts about Megalopolis, that's where you can go. It's either a bonus episode for us, or this is a bonus episode for Christina.
It's also an insane episode about a movie that's really worth talking about.
This is your first Cannes, Christina, so
is.
I just want to get your impressions of the film festival and the atmosphere. What do you think?
Well, I feel so privileged, and I mean, it's amazing. It was amazing for me to feel all the pulse around Coppola, which is, and everything like that. I mean, there's a lot of lining up. It's not very glamorous for us journalists, and I'm sort of finding my sea legs as to how to get the movies and things like that. But it's great. I mean, you can definitely feel, speaking to filmmakers and to actors and anyone around, this is the festival. I mean, this is the one with the history and I mean, Venice is glamour and amazing movies and Telluride and all that, but there's something about Cannes.
Yeah, they see thousands of movies, and you're getting to see just the selection of every movie wants to be in Cannes, so you're seeing the best of the best, really. Even if they're not, even if you might disagree with some of the criteria that's been used.
I disagree a bit with Frémaux, I have to say. But
yeah. Disagreeing with Thierry Frémaux, who is the main programmer of the film festival, is kind of a sport in the festival.
Right.
He's wonderfully charismatic and funny guy.
Well, I've gotten into that one.
Okay. I'll tell you more.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, right. Okay, so we're going to talk about Yorgos Lanthimos' latest film, which seems to have come out like very quickly on the heels of his last film, which was Poor Things. This film's called Kinds of Kindness. Can you tell us something about it, Christina?
Well, actually, I understand that they were done at the same time. And I heard from someone yesterday that they were both could possibly have been here last year. And for some reason, Poor Things went to Venice. I don't know if Lanthimos preferred that then or if they didn't want it here. And this one has just been sitting in wait, probably because of, the absolute success of Poor Things and the awards race and all that has to do with it. Now this one feels like he's going back to old Yorgos Lanthimos, to the movies that he did before The Favourite and before Poor Things. A little bit less narrative and structure. This is 3 stories, and I would say, I'm really curious to hear what you say, but it's about control. It's about who controls whom, how we control each other, and in 3 parts with an incredible cast: Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone, Margaret Qualley, several other people who sort of play different roles in each of these 3. The first one is basically about, mostly about Jesse Plemons, and he's in of course, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, yeah.
Who's incredible in all
Amazing.
3 of them.
Yeah.
He plays some sort of sect leader who's dominating Jesse Plemons' life to the extent that he needs to prove that he can kill someone. I hope I'm not spoiling too much. You'll let me know.
No.
Yes, and all of them have these different themes to them, but it's a lot of course, there's a lot of sex. It's very explicit. It's quite bloody. But I have to say, it took me, I had to process it in a way that a couple hours I had to process how I felt about them, and there's certain of the 3 that I feel are better than the others. A bit of pacing issues. Some of them are a bit too long. But I thoroughly enjoyed the themes that he was doing. It got me thinking a lot. And there's some very deep and moving themes about how women are controlled and mistreated, and wanting to get out of difficult relationships, all in this bizarre world that Yorgos Lanthimos creates.
Yeah, he does create that universe. I totally agree with you that he's going back to The Lobster and Dogtooth. And The Killing of the Sacred Deer, all films which also Alps as well kept popped to mind, which is his sort of like not so seen. I think it's his last Greek film before he became, the English language filmmaker that he is now.
And this one, he's actually working with his Greek screenwriter, which he hasn't been doing with the past couple films.
Yeah, absolutely, and the type of humor and the type of worldview is, and the sort of style of acting that's slightly non-realistic. It's not over the top. If anything, it's almost too understated at times.
A bit theatrical, so a bit sort of...
Yes, it's almost like someone acting in a sort of company instructional video for safety or something. Oh no, don't use the chair to stand on to reach those files. You need this. It has that sort of stiffness and formality at times. As you said, theatrical, but not necessarily with the idea of good acting.
Yes.
The three stories are very different, but I think you're absolutely right about the theme of domination. And I was interested as well.
Just wait 1 minute.
I'm just going to use this opportunity to say that we're sitting on the terrace at Cannes, overlooking the old town and the marina, where there are wonderful yachts, which have no doubt been earned through hard work and merit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure the owners have every right to enjoy their luxury, because I imagine their money was gained through virtuous endeavor.
Not through daddy.
No, or through being exploitative in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, that brings us to the first of the stories. So as you say, Willem Dafoe is a sort of... each of the stories is initialed, it refers to someone by the initials RMF, which I thought might stand for Rich Mother... Yeah. But that just sprang to mind. I'm not sure why. Willem Dafoe is sort of a businessman, and as you say, he controls Jesse Plemons' life with a list of instructions, you learn that his control goes much, much deeper than even that ridiculous amount. And to my mind, you spoke about structural problems earlier. One of the problems might be that this is the best of the 3 films. Mm-hmm. What did you think?
Yeah, the first one was my favorite. One of the things that happens is in it, again, mild spoiler here, is that you see that he's controlled, but when the character's not controlled anymore. What happens when you have no one guiding you? What happens when you have to make your own decisions? And that was really interesting. I thought they really captured that in this little package.
It's almost as if his capability to be an agent in his own life had atrophied, and he needed someone to tell him what to do. What did you think of Emma Stone and Margaret Qualley as well? I thought they were wonderful.
They were great. I mean, I think Emma Stone is at her best when she works with him, and you can see. Well, I mean, she's great in many things, but they just really let go of any inhibitions. They test anything. They seem to be having fun. I think that he is an actor's director in every sense of the word. And I think Jesse Plemons is sort of our new Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
He is just amazing, and he can go from, in all these three stories, they just sort of, he looks different. I mean, not just the haircut, the body shape, and he's thin in one, and he doesn't, I mean, he really has, he is one of my actors that I look for in everything, every year when he's coming out with something, and I think he's going to be, he's on the precipice of an Oscar, of a big movie, of really sort of breaking out any minute. This
struck me as a showcase for him, and he has been in, The Killers of the Flower Moon. He's been in loads of high-profile, Power of the Dog, high-profile movies and wonderful roles. Civil War, he sort of walks in and steals that movie in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. Us Plemon heads are.
Yeah. I've not heard that.
No, I just said that. I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, no, but it is now. Yeah, no, absolutely. Plemon heads, lemon heads as well.
I know.
Oh, wow. It's like Megalopolis again. It's 5 different meanings to it. I think this is a showcase for him. And I agree with you about Emma Stone. I mean, I don't think this kind of movie would get made without her star power. So I'm very grateful that she is appearing in them, but I don't think she would be pushed to the extent that these movies push her. And I think her sense of humor she's an amazing comic actor, and also can show, there's several scenes in this where she is traumatized, and it's very moving, as you said. I wanted to ask you about this.
When the energy is high and the music is right, pushing past your limits becomes that much easier. Take a reggaeton run or strength class on the Peloton tread, and you'll quickly see why these are the workouts you've been searching for. Every day brings new challenges from expert coaches who train and speak the same language as you do. Level up your workouts with Peloton Tread. Find your push, find your power. Peloton. Visit onepeloton.com.
Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head-to-head for the last chicken wing. Shop Game Day Faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
When Poor Things came out, there was a lot of discourse, and I'm using air quotes, obviously, about the sex and about the depiction of nudity and female nudity specifically. And I just wondered, where does this film move the needle in that debate at all, or is it, if you hated that use of sex in Poor Things, you're going to hate this, or what do you think?
Possibly. I mean, if you hate the sex in Poor Things, you hate sex in all movies. I mean, it's particularly if you listen to her and how she speaks about why she does this in Yorgos Lanthimos films, that it has a meaning for the film, for the narrative, particularly in Poor Things, which is a movie about the female experience, and the female experience is being constantly cut down for any sort of pleasure that you are allowed to feel as a woman and not allowed to feel as a woman. So that's why I feel that it's important, and I have no issue at all with it being included especially listening to her talk about it. So, and am I remembering yesterday's film wrong? Because I don't think, I mean, there's a few short sex scenes and nudity, but it's not at all graphic in any way that.
No. There's a scene which is very, very funny where some friends are over for dinner and they say, "Can we watch that video?"
And that video is very explicit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a couple seconds long and it's very funny, and it sort of depicts the relationship between these friends and why it goes awry. And also, I think there's a pretty explicit nude scene with Willem Dafoe, who's looking pretty great for his age.
Absolutely, and
you understand his sect leaderness.
And there's a scene in which he's wearing Speedos, which weirdly is more explicitly nude than when he's totally nude.
Exactly, the Speedos are legendary.
Speedos add to nudity, strangely.
Which is that's a wonderful scene because he's just walking around doing other things in the Speedos, so there's no sort of focus on it, which makes it even funnier. No, I don't. I mean, particularly the sex and Poor Things, I think is 100% there for the narrative and for his idea and Emma Stone's idea, who was an executive producer on the movie, of what this film was about in terms of the female experience. So I personally didn't see it as gratuitous or let's just throw in a sex scene here, but I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of nudity in Lanthimos movies, so if you don't like that, well, it's not for you, I guess.
I guess what I mean, I don't want to anticipate people's objections because they might not have any first, and secondly, I don't agree with them, so I'm sort of setting up straw men perhaps to knock down. But I think the thing that makes him a little bit edgy perhaps, or is that edginess, so that when you do have certain scenes, there is human cruelty here, there is power here, there is dominance, as you said, and that is all in the mix.
Rulers. Dogs are better than
that was
us.
my favorite scene. There people have dreams in this film that are quite are interesting, and it's, you know, what happens when you have a dream in a universe which seems dreamlike. You know, there seems to be a dream logic to it. So I'm just the audacity of some of the ideas and some of the twists and turns. And when you very rarely find films surprising, when you watch as many films as we do, I think we have to be grateful for a filmmaker who is consistently surprising.
Oh, yeah. And this is surprising. So I think if we're anticipating objections to the film, I think that it's probably that there's a lot of bizarre surprises and twists and turns that you absolutely cannot anticipate in any way, which, as you said, for us maybe is, and if they're done well, is we're thankful for, and for others may seem, what is he trying to say? It took me a little while afterwards to a couple of the three, I had to think about what was he trying to say and what are they doing. So it took me a while, but I like that. I like having to spend a few hours. That's one of the things I don't want to do at Cannes or other film festivals, is just immediately have to sit down and say everything at once, because these are the type of films that need to be marinated.
Yeah, you if you say I've got it, it's like it's not really a film.
Yeah.
So again, we're back to the instructional video.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the universe that he creates. I like it being so. I think Hollywood is a better place for this sort of film being made.
And isn't it wonderful that his movies are becoming, I don't know if I'd call them mainstream, but almost. I mean, Oscar-winning big movies for a big audience, and his name is out there with these bizarre little movies that he makes. Because Poor Things wasn't an easy film either.
No, absolutely. And you know, The Favourite was a punt, was a risk. I'd say. Returning to what you said right at the very beginning, I'd say this is a return to The Lobster and The Sacred Deer. And I think those films weren't necessarily big successes. I don't know how well they did at the box office or anything like that, but it will be interesting to see how far this goes. If it's like, oh, this has been a dip, he can't make a commercial movie without a literary property, for instance, or without someone else's script.
In terms of, I don't know, but I think it won't be as big of a mainstream success as Poor Things, just because I think it is 3 stories and it's a bit less, it doesn't have the narrative structure of a traditional, I mean, you can't say Poor Things is traditional, but it does have a beginning, middle, and end, as opposed to Kinds of Kindness, which is just odd and in many different ways.
And so, just so bitterly ironic,
Yes.
finally, that idea of the kinds of kindness, it's obviously you could have easily called this the means of meanness. you
Yes.
know,
Oh, it should have. That's what's so ironic about it, because that's what it is. And it was so funny because we've sat down for many movies before, and the audience has been, the movies start and they're quiet. Here, right after the Cannes sort of film festival intro, it goes boom, and Eurythmics starts playing. Sweet Dreams Are Made, and the whole audience just cheered and just got it. He just gets you into that, and then it just stops, and then the movie starts,
and everybody laughs.
Yes,
'cause
it's like, okay,
the rug has been
Yes.
pulled under. from
everyone's
it.
really happy, and then the music is.
Yeah, you're having too
becomes
much of a good
diegetic.
time.
Someone's driving in a car, but it
Yeah.
just feels like I'm getting you in here, but then don't expect anything.
Yeah,
Don't expect
exactly.
to have a good time.
Yeah, you're going to pay for that.
Yes.
There's going to be a headache. So finally, what are you looking for? What else have you seen that you've really enjoyed, and what are you looking forward to?
So the first few days has been a lot of, I saw the Meryl Streep conversation. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
Which
that.
was amazing to see her talk for an hour. She was amazing. I thought the moderator was less amazing, but the whole thing to be able to sit with her for an hour and talk about things like how she actually contributed almost everything to the speech in Kramer versus Kramer, because the author there wasn't quite interested in why the mother left, more interested in why the father had to deal with, and things like that, which I think were really interesting in terms of her importance, not just as an incredible actress, but also as a woman making films. And I saw the same day the Faye Dunaway documentary,
Right.
where she was also there, which is another side of an incredible actor working from. That was really interesting.
And there's also a Liz Taylor documentary here
I
as
did.
well.
That one I couldn't. That was at the same time as something else, but I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah. Furiosa, which I actually really enjoyed. Did you?
I enjoyed it less than I enjoyed Fury Road, which I believe is like one of the top 10 films ever made.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I still thought there was a lot to take out of it.
I have to say, I think he's doing that franchise. He is keeping it on in form. I mean, he's doing a good job, and it's not driving over the edge, over the Furiosa literal Mad Max.
Yeah, it's not gone over the cliff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. And what are you looking forward to?
Let me see. There's so many things. I'm really looking forward to The Apprentice. And
That's Ali Abbasi's
Ali
film.
Abbasi's and the reactions to what that's going to be. What else do we have? Oof, remind me. I have so many.
We have the
things.
Sorrentino coming up. We have Guy Madden's film
Guy
coming
Madden's
up.
film I'm looking forward to. Sorrentino I don't think I'll be here for, because I'm leaving on
okay.
Tuesday, but I'm looking forward to that in general. I was disappointed with the Paul Schrader movie last night.
Right, yes.
I'm not sure how
Oh,
you felt.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was not for me, but that's for another conversation I'm sure you'll have with someone else. But that one was disappointing, and I was disappointed with his last one. I think for me, First Reformed was his his latest great one, and then I haven't really been a Schrader head.
No. I'm with you on that. I think First Reformed was by far the best, and Card Counter and Master Gardener is a sort of diminishing returns.
Yeah. They went sort of downhill.
Yeah.
Card Counter was pretty good, and then
Oh,
Master Gardener.
Canada. The one thing I would say is it is a departure from those films. So it's
is.
not another man in a room with a notebook
No, but it's still another man
in a
one
room.
writer.
Yeah, without a notebook.
Someone narrating. Yeah, I mean,
Just dictating.
Yeah.
Really, more than
so I mean, but it doesn't have like the violence and things
No.
that he's been and sort of. But in a way, it still is very Schradery.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Christina. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Excellent.
All right.
Shorter days and chillier nights can make it tough to keep up your fall workout routine. Thankfully, there's Alo Moves, the app that brings health and wellness to the comfort of your home. Alo Moves offers yoga, Pilates, strength workouts, and other fitness classes, plus wellness offerings like meditations, sound baths, and more. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, Alo Moves has a class or flow that saves you from a frigid trip to the gym. Get a 30-day free trial and 20% off an annual membership with code ACAST at allomoves.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.